everybody! Welcome back to the Cosmic Circus Review. My name is Vin. With me is John.
It's good to be back, everybody.
From the dead.
Good, and it's good to be with you, man. It's good to be with you, my man.
Oh, here we are on a wonderful Friday. Frankenstein just came out. John, how long have you been waiting for this movie?
Um, I didn't even know it was like coming out until
Oh,
like
really?
6 months ago.
Really?
Well, because
Oh,
it's
wow.
It's Guillermo del Toro, so like his projects are always in flux.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
it is
like
true. Stuff never gets done. But this one I've been so excited for because we talked a little bit. I love the book. I'm a huge fan of the book. I read it 10 years ago. It's one of my favorites of all time. I have two copies, and I've been following every single update of this movie, trying to like pray it into existence. I'm so glad
yeah,
we're finally here. Let me go through the credits just a little bit. And please remember to like, subscribe, and follow. Support us on Patreon. Just a few dollars a month helps support the channel, the work we're doing here. You'll receive exclusive access to our Discord server, mailbag access to ask us questions, and early access to super cool content. Okay. Frankenstein 2025, written and directed by Guillermo del Toro, based on Frankenstein or the Modern Prometheus. 1831 by Mary Shelley, starring Oscar Isaac, Jacob Elordi, Mia Goth, Christoph Waltz. Cinematography by Dan Lauston, who did Shape of Water, Nightmare Alley. Edited by Evan Schiff, who did John Wick 3, Bullet Train, Nobody, Marvel's Birds of Prey, lots of action movies. Music by Alexander Desplat, very good composer. John, can you tell me a little bit, what is Frankenstein about, and what's your connection to the book, and what are your thoughts before, going into this?
Um, so Frankenstein was one of the first novels that I ever read. Um, I was in the first grade, and I don't know if you remember, but I don't know if you know about this, but there were like these novels that were like gateway novels
Okay.
for like kids. And they had the actual like text,
Mhm.
like just full on like big books with like extended text from the actual novel. But each page had um, a drawing
Okay.
that would interpret what was happening on that page.
Mhm.
So it kind of like made it more accessible for like younger like readers like at that time.
Mhm.
So I read books like Frankenstein, Journey to the Center of the Earth, uh,
Yeah.
Call of the Wild.
Wow.
Frankenstein is the one that stood out to me the most because like I'm young and it's scary and it's like this guy's being like haunted by a thing he created. And what I remember most back then, and we'll get into it with the movie, is just like the paranoia like throughout the book. It felt like there was a lot of paranoia in it.
Yeah, because everyone's chasing everyone the whole book.
Yeah. But what about you?
I read Frankenstein. I was like 16, so it was a little more than 10 years ago. It was a summer, well, like between I was moving from one city to another city, so I was kind of like just adjusting to things. I was kind of alone. I didn't know anybody, but I had this book, and I was reading this book that summer, and it transported me to a world, and like I just had some emotional connection to it. Gosh, I just loved it, and I've never even read it again because I that first experience was just so mesmerizing and transportive that
Yeah.
I'm worried that if I read it again, I won't have the same magic. But after watching this movie, I feel like it's been 10 years. I'm ready to come back and just see what that magic was about. Because this movie is it tries to be so authentic to what we loved about the book. Like I love the idea of like stories within stories within stories. You follow each character so closely. You really get tied up in their motivations and what they want. And then when the characters come into conflict, you really feel that conflict because you've seen both of their points of view. And this movie it's not quite perfect, but I think it's probably the most perfect adaptation, most authentic or accurate adaptation I think we could have hoped for. How do
Um,
you, just real quick, how do you feel about the James Whale films from the 1930s?
I've never seen that one.
Okay,
The
okay.
one that I have seen was it was like the reaction to Bram Stoker's from Francis Ford Coppola, where what's his name? He directed Thor.
Kenneth
And
Branagh.
Kenneth Branagh made
Wow.
Frankenstein like in the
Okay.
90s,
I missed that. Okay.
and it was fine. It was fine. It was a very adult translation of it, like similar to the way Dracula was a very adult
For sure. Yeah.
inspired take on it.
It's really interesting how like this history keeps repeating. Like the 1930s, you had both of them. The 1990s, you had both of them. We just had Nosferatu last year, and here we are with Frankenstein. This history keeps repeating.
But I do want to watch it. I watched something that kind of like talked about what you talked about, where Frankenstein was really good, and then Bride of Frankenstein
I
came
adore,
out. Yeah,
I adore Bride. Yeah,
yeah. They talked about it, it was a conversation that Bride of Frankenstein was considered like one of the best sequels, at least at that time, for sure. And
I'm there, and it's probably the
yeah,
first, the, one of the first sequels in movies for sure, and one of the first great sequels, one of the greatest sequels, really,
yeah.
especially because the movie's based on the book, but the Bride is completely original. At that point, it's just fan fiction, and they did a hell of a story. Yeah. Anyway, go on.
So yeah, so I definitely want to go back. I definitely want to go back and check it out now.
Yeah.
But to your point, I do feel this is the most authentic, like genuine translation of the material. I have thoughts that
Go
will go
on.
into. Um, so the first hour, I think, is painfully long, and a little too long. And I think we talked about the editor, like a moment ago.
A lot of
That
action movies.
a lot of action films, like this guy knows how to make energetic films. There is no energy in that first hour. Like it's, I feel like whenever I was watching it, I was noticing multiple scenes that could have been like cross cut or like put together or like, I think I wrote in my review, there are moments in that first hour that are begging for a montage, that are
Mhm.
just like begging for a montage.
At the same
Um,
time, it feels like a montage compared to the book because the book is so dense and there's so much like analysis and thought and reflection in the book. So it's already very condensed. But I'm with you. They could have condensed more, especially because the second half
yeah,
is so accelerated. That first half kind of feels a lot slower.
it's a lot. It's a lot, and it's an uphill. It's an uphill climb.
Hmm.
Um, and there's conversations that repeat themselves, which I was like, come on, man, let's just do something. Let's do anything. What I did dig in that first hour though was the science.
Hmm.
Um, there was a lot of great articulation to the science in this film, like the nerve endings and stuff. Like there were just
Lymphatic system. Yeah.
yeah, there were things that were explained that I don't remember like being talked about even in like old translations
No
of
way.
the
Yeah.
film.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, then what is it? There's a moment in the movie where Oscar Isaac is like
Mhm.
presenting to like a group of like doctors and
Yep.
like researchers, and he puts a practical like thing right there, like Guillermo del Toro. I love the guy for doing this. He put like an actual like animatronic right there in the middle of the room, and you just feel like you're watching like a corpse come to life.
Yeah.
So so it's like a mixed bag at the start, and then this like you said, the second hour kicks in, and then Jacob Elordi comes to life
Mhm.
as Frankenstein, and then the soul of the film just becomes a thing. Its spirit comes alive,
Yes. Yes.
pretty
As soon as
much.
this is part two, the creature's tale, I'm like, here we go.
Yeah, and Elordi is so good in
Yeah.
this.
Incredible.
Um, he's incredible in this.
Like he
Yeah,
brings like a kind of like sweet humanity, like with his eyes, with his face, with his physicality. Like it's so gentle. Like, but also when he goes vicious, he's like a monster, really. So it's this incredible dual performance. Brilliant.
yeah, the gentle monster. And the thing that I want to ask you, because like it's been like I said, 3 decades since I watched it, and
Mhm.
I kind of whenever you and I talked last week, I told you I was going to bring this up because I don't recall it being like this in the novel. My recollection of the novel, and I could be wrong, like I said, it was a paranoia all the time. Like you're more wondering when is this creature like, even though you get that side of the story, his for a
Mhm.
little while, there's kind of a paranoia whenever like whether or not that creature is going to catch up to him, and that's what
Yeah,
I can't vaguely remember.
I think it's been a long time, but I like I said, I think the book is characterized by like chases within chases, and
Yeah,
you're wondering how is it all going to end, and you're wondering is he going to catch him, what's he going to do, and who am I rooting for, and
yes, yeah, and that's kind of what I remember too. But I don't remember it being so. And this is what I kind of love about the new film is that it's like Oscar Isaac. I think there's nothing to root for there. Which,
It's
you
really
know,
hard. Yeah,
yeah,
I described it in my notes as emotionally inert.
yeah,
Like it doesn't feel like there's anything driving this other than let me tell you a cool story, but I'm not emotionally hooked in the story. And I'm like,
yeah.
Oscar Isaac kind of stinks. Please kill him. Hurry. You know?
It feels like, because Del Toro is a big fan of childlike
Big
pain.
fan of child abuse. Yeah, Del Toro loves child
Yeah.
abuse. Big fan.
Child abuse, child
Yeah,
trauma,
yeah,
horror through a kid's eyes, pretty
yes,
much.
yeah, yeah. Pan's
Um,
Labyrinth is the first thing that comes to mind.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's just like that's where he's at.
yeah.
And it's like I came out of the film and I was like, of course that's how he was going to do this. Frankenstein is just a big kid.
Hmm.
And
And he forgives his father at the end. It's very poetic.
yeah, and Victor is just a very abusive father.
Yeah.
And I never saw that coming. And I think in that way, it's a beautiful, fresh take on it. What have
It's
you
kind
just?
of like when Denny does Dune. He's not adapting Dune verbatim from the book, but he's doing this is my Dune. And this is Del
Yes,
Toro saying this is my Frankenstein. And like he's being authentic to the book, but also he's telling his story too, you know. But
yeah,
those are not the issues I had with it. Let me say, I love the costumes. I love the music. I think those are like 10 out of 10. Those have so much potential. There's scenes in this where like you can see Del Toro's storyboard and you can see the image he wanted that looks great. The colors are so good. The some of the framing and the shots are great, but there's something about this movie that looks so artificial. Like the camera, it's the
it
same
does.
cinematographer from Shape of Water and Nightmare Alley, but the camera, there's something like about the way it's moving, about the lenses, and the world. It's so artificial and CGI, and I'm like, does he? Is this on purpose? Does he want it to be like some fairy tale, some cartoon? But it's not like Charlie and the Chocolate. It's not it's not some artificial reality. But it was some I don't know artistic direction that I just don't think it landed how they wanted it to. You know?
I completely agree. I kind of talked about that too in my review. It's like it's very Netflixy. Like it looks very Netflixy.
Yeah,
The other thing that I didn't like about it is because of that artificiality, and I think most of it is because of how they shot it digitally.
yeah.
Um, because of that artificiality and that high clean, like it's so clean. Everything is clean on camera. Like
You are right. It's very clean. It
yeah,
shouldn't be.
not the environment per se, but just the way the camera is photographing everything.
Yeah. Can
And
I say
I
real quick? Watching
yeah,
this, there were a couple moments, especially like with the tower and the environment. I was like, this looks like Wicked.
yeah, pretty much, yeah. That's a
Should not look
great
like Wicked.
comparison.
It should not look like Wicked.
Great
Oh,
comparison.
oh.
The thing I was thinking about is the fact that like, you know, and I know so I said it in a review. I know some might argue that like, well, because it's small, there needs to be small intimate camera like moments. It needs to feel kind of small, regular intimate.
It's a very
And
wide camera. Yeah,
mine was, but it's a lot of like, it's like for example, that first hour,
yeah.
it felt like a Netflix series. So like, that's the way I felt.
It
It
really
felt
does. It really
It
does.
felt like I was watching the same director that shot what's that movie with the oh not the movie. It's a TV show on the Umbrella Academy.
Yeah.
It's almost like the same cinematographer that did the Umbrella Academy at different times. And the way that I feel is that a lot of this could have been corrected in the same manner as like Sinners. Like the
Mhm,
same way you want.
mhm.
Like I know you think like Sinners was
Go on, go on,
overhyped,
go on. Go on. Mhm.
but the fact that he chose to shoot all those intimate scenes on film
Yeah,
gave the movie a more grander scope.
for sure. Yeah,
It made it feel grander than it
yeah,
was.
yeah.
And I felt like this movie was begging to be shot on film. Like I would kill for this film to be shot on film.
I wish
Um,
it felt like the sets, the whole world, everything. I wish it felt more tactile and real. I wish I saw the grain of the film. But
Yes.
I really
Yeah.
wonder, like, was he trying to make this some artificial, like, dark fairy tale, like some dark cartoon, like he's trying to say, oh, this is all because everything there's like small details. If you look at Mia Goth, her costumes are so colorful and so stylized. Sometimes, like, I wonder, is this intentional that it looks like this? But one of my friends called it Bridgerton core. Like everything just looks like
Yeah.
Bridgerton. Yikes! Yikes!
So somebody mentioned that there was another film like a few years ago
Mhm.
that looked kind of similar to this.
You
I
mean
had
you mean
not
Wicked? Wicked?
no another Del Toro film. Like it was like about a decade ago. I don't remember
Yeah.
the name. But they had like it had Thor. It had Thor. No, not Thor. Loki. It had Loki in it.
Crimson Peak.
Yes, that. Somebody was comparing our direction to that,
Yeah.
but I never saw Crimson Peak, so maybe this was like consistent.
But I
I,
trust Del Toro that like this is his vision. I don't think he would let it be screwed up beyond what he was comfortable with. So I don't know.
but
I wanted
but
to say I wanted to come here for a second. I did like the blend of genres. That's like a horror, romance, thriller. Um, I really liked Frankenstein's design. At first, I thought it was kind of strange, but then I realized he looks like at the beginning when he's first created. My first thought was, oh, he's like the engineer from Alien. But then I realized he's a giant. He's like a giant marble statue. Like even the
yeah,
scars on his face, it's like the veins on marble. And if you remember in the book, Victor wants the creature to be perfect, and he's trying to create this perfect specimen. And at first I was like, oh, he should be kind of destroyed and mangled. But then I remembered, no, in the book, he was pursuing perfection, and that's why at first the monster looks like a perfect marble statue, and then he grows the hair and he gets the long coat, which is an awesome look. He does look awesome.
yeah, I know it's
Do
great. Yeah,
you think Andrew Garfield could have done this? Andrew Garfield was the original casting.
I do. He would have had to bulk up for it,
Mhm.
for sure. But like scrawny, Andrew Garfield could not have done it. I think he would have had to work out a lot.
Would it have elevated the film? Because I think for me, I love Andrew Garfield, but seeing his face, I think would have taken me out of it. I think Jacob Elordi, I'm not as familiar with him as I am with Andrew Garfield, and his eyes, his face, I just believed that this was some sad puppy monster. With Andrew Garfield, I'd be like, hey, that's Spider-Man.
It kind of depends, man, because like Garfield, like when you put him in something like that, he can
He can
chew
transform.
on.
Yeah,
Yeah, when he can chew on something, he can really chew on something.
yeah.
I mean, he's not a slouch at all when he comes to acting. Um, so I don't know. In universe like 3, 4, 5, maybe we would have found that out. But
Mhm.
I
I
bet
think Elordi, I really love what he did here. I think he's my favorite actor of the whole movie. And this
he's
movie has
wonderful.
great actors, but I think Jacob Elordi just brings something so soulful to this. I think he's the number one thing I want to take away from this. Like he is incredible. And then number two would be the costumes. I think the costumes are fantastic.
Costumes are great. I would say the production design and the costumes are pretty top notch. They had besides the art direction, but you know, Lordy, it's mostly the eyes for
Yeah,
me. Like
yeah.
it's just
It's like a puppy, right?
yeah, he's got that angst in his eyes that he communicates so well, and
And, and
it's
and I'm sure you also notice there are times when like the light reflects and his eyes like a cat, right? And his eyes
yeah.
turn into these orange circles. Brilliant touch. Nobody else would ever do that except Guillermo del Toro.
And I gotta say, it's pretty impressive to see him go from like Euphoria to Saltburn
Yeah.
to doing something like this. It's just, and like this guy's very young, and like he's like doing Robert De Niro like switches already,
Yeah.
and I think
Are you
that's
excited for Wuthering Heights?
when is that coming out?
I think early next year. Margot Robbie, Charlie XCX, and Jacob Elordi.
Why not?
Let's
Why not?
go. Let's go.
Why not? But yeah, I do think it's a good film. I think it is 20 minutes too long. It could have been tightened up.
It's so
Um,
exhausting. It's long and exhausting. It really is.
20 minutes too long. And but other than that, well, and the Netflix thing, I really wish it did not look like a Netflix movie.
I hate to say this, but I think this is a great adaptation for people who can't read.
I mean, probably true too.
If you can read, the book is like leagues better than this. If you can't read, this is your best bet. Yeah.
And I think what really worries me even more is the fact that like right now Netflix and Paramount are both on the verge of like buying
Yeah.
Warner Brothers.
Oh, it's
And,
spicy right now. Yeah.
and it's like,
Comcast is getting aggressive too.
but it's like, I don't want them to go to Paramount, but I'm like, I don't want all the Warner Brothers films to look like Netflix either. So I'm like, what is going to happen?
Yeah. Warner Bros has been
Um,
doing so great this year.
and they're so good. Yeah, they've been great. I'm like, why would you sell right now? But
Well, right now
that's
their
a whole
value is
different,
at the highest. They can yeah, that's a different podcast.
whole different podcast. But yeah. So the look of the film, I, I think the acting is incredible. I think it's got a pretty tender story.
Yeah.
I will say before we wrap up, I don't know if I feel like the ending was earned.
Really, really, I strongly agree. Yeah.
That's the only thing that I was like, I just don't know if Oscar Isaac got there for me. Because,
I don't think he did. And
uh,
when he says like I forgive you, I'm like, why?
yeah,
And I'm just
and
like, why? Don't do that. And I just
but at the same time, I don't want it to be 20 minutes longer either. So it's like,
no, because he has this huge emotional arc in his head, Del Toro, and he truncated it. But then also he extended things he shouldn't have, and he sped up things he shouldn't have. Right?
yeah,
And he needed to. I understand the Victor story is so great, but it's only a 2 hour, 2.5 hour movie. Right? He was treating it like it was a whole like season of TV. He needed to shorten that, extend this, and read a book.
definitely,
Just read the book.
definitely, definitely extend the end of it a little more and
Yeah,
take a little bit of the fat away from the first part and
yeah.
get that moment when to breathe because if that moment landed,
Mhm.
well, like if that landed like the way you should have, I think it would have been like one of the best adaptations like ever made. But
Or, dude, if this is on Netflix, just make it a season of TV. Give me little
I'm,
chapters. It's on freaking Netflix anyway. You're adapting a book with multiple chapters, multiple story arcs. Just do episodes.
I mean, you joke that might still happen. That might still happen.
Give us the
But
Zack Snyder 4 hour cut, just in parts.
yeah, and parts like well, I mean, like they also did that with the what is it called the Quentin
Hateful Eight,
Tarantino. Yeah,
Hateful Eight.
did it with the
Yeah.
Hateful Eight too. So
And then do you know
why
what
not?
happened? I got so confused which version should I watch that I never watched it.
You never watched it at
I
all.
never. It's one of the only Tarantino's I've missed
I
because I
watched
was like,
that
should I
one.
watch theatrical or this? Anyway, that's a different podcast also.
If you're going to miss one, that would be the one. Yeah. So
Anyway,
you're
brother,
good.
are we good?
We're good.
Overall, are you positive on this? Would you recommend somebody watch this, or would you say
Uh,
watch another Frankenstein, or would you say just read the book?
I am positive on it because Netflix chose to make it like a Netflix movie. I would say watch it at home, but I don't think there's any urgency to go
Yeah.
see it in the theater. In my
I
opinion,
I I almost went to Venice just to watch this early at the Venice Film Festival. Like I was this close to like doing a huge vacation, planning a whole thing just to see this movie early. And frankly, I'm glad I didn't.
yeah, I saw it in the theater
Yeah.
2.5 weeks ago, and I was like, "This is just not even
And it
worth."
breaks my
Watching.
heart because I wanted to
Yeah,
love this so much. And it's just, I honestly think even like Boris Karloff, there's something magical about that adaptation that this is slightly missing.
yeah. Well,
It's hard to say. Yeah.
it's like I said, those old classic films, like those
Yeah.
classic horror films, Wolfman, all those things.
Hmm.
Yeah, like they have again something about the when something is shot on
Hmm.
film makes it feel bigger.
Yeah.
It
When
doesn't
it's also
matter.
practical,
Yeah,
that's
it's
the
just
magic. Yeah.
it makes it feel bigger. Even if it's not a big film, it makes it feel bigger because
It
of the
makes it
text.
feel, yeah, it makes it feel realer, like, uh,
And it's just, I wish, like, I hate that we're moving away from film because this is one of the side effects. It
yeah,
just,
this needed to be on film. I really think so.
yeah, it loses the flavor. But anyway,
Yeah,
so
someday we should do Universal movies, like just a marathon and discuss all of them. Invisible Man, Bride of Frankenstein. Those are my two all-time recommendations. If you only watch two, Invisible Man and Bride of Frankenstein, masterpieces. Masterpieces. Yeah.
One of these days, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. All
Anyway,
right. Well, let's go. Thank you, everyone, for watching. If you enjoyed our discussion, be sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment below. What's your favorite version of Frankenstein? Have you read the book? Let us know. I'm Ben. You can find me on Blue Sky at Ben Writes Words.
follow me on Blue Sky. Don't support Nazis. That's all I got to say.
Be sure to follow the CosmicCircus.com on Blue Sky and at My Cosmic Circus, where you find more reviews, articles, editorials, opinions, like the ones you just watched. Thanks, guys. See you next time.
Add to movie watch. Sorry. Bye.
And special thanks to our Patreon supporters. If you'd like to see even more videos and extended content, please subscribe at the link in the description.
Thank you.
We did it!
Yay.